Hello and welcome back to Live Like You're Living. Today, for my moments of laughter, I have a interesting story about um, when I was probably a preteen. I was very good friends with the next door neighbor, and she had two cats. She had one cat that was allowed to be outside, and the other cat that stayed indoors. They also had a little doggie. Now, we had a dog, but he was a bigger dog. We didn't have any cats at the time. But my father, who worked long 12-hour shifts, he didn't really get a chance to mingle with the neighbors, things of that nature, you know what I mean? He was just a dedicated worker. Come home, he rest, go back to work. But there was, when the springtime had come around, or it could have been early summer, we were outside and he had us all outside doing yard work and everything like that. Now, he was from a different generation, older generation. They had their own ways. And like I said, I was very good friends with my neighbor. And she was like just a year older than me. In her family, she had a small family, her mother, her father, her brother, and herself, and her two cats and dog. But they were sitting outside, enjoying the weather on their front porch, and we were busy doing yard work and cleaning around the house and such. Well, unfortunately, we came across a cat who was dead in our yard, and like in between our houses. And my father, being the interesting man that he was offended by this, and he grabbed the cat by its four paws and swung it like a frisbee into our neighbor's yard while our neighbors were watching. Needless to say, our poor neighbors had no idea of where this cat came from. It was not their cat. So sad. Anyway, so my father thought he made a statement, said, "Keep your cats in your yard." I'm like, "Dad, that poor cat was no longer with us." But anyway, later I seen my friend, who I felt so bad. Later, she was outside with the trash bag gathering up the deceased cat. Thinking back on this story, I always think if she ever remembers that very horrible Saturday afternoon, and I know I have apologized a million and one times. We are still friends to this day, but that story will always... horrible story. But it brings up a really odd chuckle because it was just too wild to believe. But anyway, I hope you got a weird giggle out of it too. Just sometimes these people, when they're older generation people, they have their own ways, and that's my moment of laughter. Hey, guess what? I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you live like you're living. Bye.